What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for the Cado Crush tournament. It's a 2-round, 1-day tournament. So the first round has already happened this morning. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. I'll link it up here. But we're here for round 2. Just had some lunch. Gonna head back to the course now and hopefully put a solid round together. Love to shoot, really hot score. I think that's what it's going to take out here, but we'll see. We'll just shoot my best and really just want to try and jump up the leaderboard. I think I'm sitting in tied for 4th, so a little bit of work to do, but I know that I've got the shots, got a game plan, so we'll just try and stick to it, execute, hit the putts, and see where we end up. So hope you enjoy, and we'll throw it over to hole number 1. Welcome back, folks. Jomo Disc Golf here in the commentary booth for round number 2, starting on hole number 5 here, shotgun start, and that was very early released and very soft. I was worried about turning it over too much like I did in the first round, and yeah, ended up here on the left, way back from the basket, so just trying to get the zone up there. Thankfully, that fought through it. It clipped a tree on the way through, so I thought that it might have not made it all the way to the basket, but thankfully we got the par there. So par to start, hole number 6, playing the forehand with the Onyx again, and just threw it on way too much hyzer, and it's finished way out to the right. Probably pin high, but not nearly close enough for such a short hole. Give this a floaty step bid. Not a bad bid, to be honest, but again, that's a par, so not quite the hot start exactly that I was hoping for, but let's try and get one here. Going nuke forehand, and just release that really low. Again, too much hyzer as well, and that's ended up in a worse spot than in the first round. So the silver basket is the one we're going for. Honestly, thought that that had a really good chance. Really good line, but a little bit short. Winding up again with another par. So not quite the start I was hoping for. We go to hole 8, the tricky par 4, trying to just get the forehand out through into the clearing. It comes out really low again, so that's kind of the theme at the moment. It's out in the open. It's a little bit further back than what I would like. And you can see here I'm tossing up, do I throw forehand, backhand, what's comfortable, but I decided to go with my buzz, and I'm just trying to throw it kind of to the right side on a little bit of hyzer and have it push to the basket. I just released that way too late. It gets lucky though and fights through and gives me probably a circle 2 look. I just released it a little bit too high and too wide, so trying to capitalize here, make something happen, and that was kind of a pretty dismal effort right there. Way off to the left, my body just wasn't quite aligned properly. I didn't release it at the right point, so what do you know, another par. We got some features from Kian there, which is great to see. You'll see a couple of shots from him in a second, but going with the big forehand spike hyzer over the left side. This one, really good. Hits in a great spot.
Still rolling to the hole. And it's underneath the basket.
Takes a nice roll towards the basket, and it is going to be right under the basket. But here's Kian putting from the hazard, which is, as you can see, quite close on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
what a beautiful putt. Downhill from a knee, saves the par, and look, I made a birdie. So we are 1 under through 5. So got to keep things going here. Short par 3 here, hole number 10, going with the forehand, flex with the captain's raptor. And that was one of the ugliest shots I have thrown in a long time. Missed the approach shot, but we actually got down here quite well for the tap-in par. Missed the picking up the disc like Ricky Wysocki does, but 1 under through 6, so we're losing strokes here to the field. We need to really sort of pick something up here. So a really nice drive here with the vulture. That is in a prime spot, much better than where I was after my first shot in round 1. So here I'm just trying to get through the gap and finish left towards the basket. And I just catch the very last tree I had to beat. If that had missed that a little bit to the right, that would have scooted up and been parked. But now I've got a circle 2, maybe just outside that, probably circle 2, look for the birdie, which is a bit unfortunate. And there's OB just behind the basket as well. So a bit timid here. And you couldn't see it, but that rolled out of bounds and then came back in bounds. You can see I was a little bit scared there, so tapping in for the par. or not. The basket just decided to reject that and spit it straight back out, and it maybe was a touch high, but pretty much dead center, so that really stinks. Let's have a look at it again. Maybe a little high, but that just got rejected, and I'm just, yeah, this is tough. Play the sad music here. So that's a bogey to bring me back to even after, I think, 7 holes. There was a headwind here, but I still decided to go with the Undertaker, which probably wasn't the smartest play. I was worried about the OB left, but really shouldn't have been. Should have thrown something like a Captain's Raptor so that it would actually fight back to the left. So, yeah, I didn't quite give myself the birdie chance that I would have liked, and it's kind of disappointing to not make birdie on this hole either round. Tapping in for par again, even through 8. Total remains at -3. This is should be a pretty standard shot, and I thought it was good, but it just didn't have enough power. And at this point, yeah, I was feeling a little bit, I was lacking power, and that was just a pretty sad effort. And here you can see I'm just trying to pitch out, get close to the basket here to save the par. Not a great shot, but it should be hopefully close enough to save the par. And we do that. So I'm just feeling a little bit lethargic, a little bit fatigued. My nemesis hole from round 1. Let's see if we can attack it any better this time. And where is that going? That is not going in the fairway that you want to hit. That was so far pulled to the right. And for some reason, Heiser's shots are coming out so late. And you can see here, I have to actually just pitch around the Mando tree to get back into the fairway. So I didn't miss the Mando, but I had to just use a stroke there to get back into the fairway. Throwing Onyx again. Nice looking shot, but yeah, just a little bit pulled again. Got lucky to stay inside the Mando. It's up there. I've got an approach there to try and save the par, and I didn't quite catch all the shots, but I didn't do super well, and I had to take a bogey there. So really not ideal. +1 through 10. So I'm just sliding down the leaderboard at this point, hoping to make something happen here. Throw a shot like I did in round 1. Again, soft, babied, not a good shot. Early release. Do have a look at it though from probably early circle 2, and just not quite enough. Didn't have enough want on that one, so that should be another par. Yeah. So I'm feeling a little bit deflated at this point because I am over par through 11 holes or something. So not really what I was hoping for in terms of the hot round, but we're just trying to throw the nuke out there as far as I can, get a good rip on it, but just kind of fades a little bit early, but it's up there. And this is a hard hole to birdie regardless. I'm trying to think here, do I throw forehand, do I throw backhand? What's going to give me a little bit of a look at it? Go with the backhand Annie. And do it pretty terribly. Leave me a bit of a tester. I'm pretty frustrated at that one actually. Don't usually get too frustrated, but here I'm just kind of, my mental game is not in a very good spot at this point. But that was a good putt. So we made the putt, saved the par. That feels good. But yeah, pretty disappointed, and just, yeah, mental game is struggling right now. That was a really nice shot. And I blocked it, but caught the last tree. That would have been probably parked if I had have missed the tree. So it was a really nice shot, but didn't quite get it far enough, and it caught one of the last trees. So trying to make birdie here. Good line, too low, as is standard at the moment, unfortunately. Here again, make the double Mando, but just throw it way too high. As you can see there, I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm not really remembering how to throw, so just trying to pitch up close to the basket for a stress-free par. Not very exciting, unfortunately. Tap in the par there. Yeah, I really need to work on my mental game after this tournament, and had to really sort of sit down and have a good think about it. But I get a good rip out here on course hole 1 with the nuke. Just smash one out there. A little bit early release, but it's pretty decent. I'm disking up to the force here as opposed to the Captain's Raptor from the first round, just to try and get a bit more distance and spike it in next to the basket. And it almost did the exact same thing as round 1. Got a weird backspin, which I should have learned, I guess, but it did the same thing. Backspin, rolled away from the basket towards OB. Thankfully, we stayed in bounds, though. We got this putt for the birdie. Bang, there we go. Dead center. That one felt really good. So we got a birdie. We're back to even par with only a few holes left to play. See if I can make it happen here on hole 2. Similar thing with these short holes, I'm just going really soft, not committing to my line, and it's like releasing early and very short. So no chance of a birdie here, just trying to pitch up close to the basket with my zone. Yank it a bit to the left, look out. Thankfully, stays in bounds and should give me a semi-decent putt. Thankfully, the zone stability brought me close to the basket and we knock it down there. So par again. These holes are ones that you want to birdie though. We've only got 2 holes to go and I'm sitting at even par, so not ideal at all. I changed it up going the forehand this round. I actually got super lucky to get left side of the tree, missed the gap entirely, but got left side of the tree and skipped forward to a circle 1 putt. So super fortunate because it was a very bad throw, but we're here, make the most of it. Bang, there we go. Birdie, we're under par with 1 hole to play. So at this stage, the wind's really out of the question. Some people were shooting really well, especially on my card as well, and Hayden on the lead card, I believe. So I'm just trying to do as well as I can. Got a good forehand out there into the middle, so it should set me up with a pretty, look at this. Nice straight shot through the gap. Shouldn't be too difficult. Oh no, but I make it difficult. I cannot throw hyzers today and yank it to the right, kicks to the right. Again, birdie chance gone. It's a tough par 4, so tough birdie, but here I've just got to take my force and I'm throwing a crazy line, big forehand spike hyzer over the trees to the round to the left, and just hoping that it fades back towards the basket. Pretty cool line actually, and a good result.
That's cool.
Gotta have a bit of fun with it, absolutely.
Do something fun, right?
So here, finishing off with a par putt, and there you have it. Well, folks, that was a very disappointing round, to say the least. Man, I don't know. I don't know what was really happening there. I think probably the word to describe it is timid. I was just timid. I don't know. Just couldn't throw. Wasn't throwing sort of confident tee shots, and then putts were winding up short. But it was just really off the tee. I think I was struggling the most today. Just not hitting the lines. Doubting my form for some reason. Doubting my swing. And I think I was just getting in my head a lot. Like I wasn't keeping it simple. Wasn't going through good routine or something, and kind of was just like a lot of doubt there. So that kind of really affected it. And you know, I couldn't even throw just a simple hyzer shot. There's just so many holes out there where if you can do that, then you know you can throw it well. You got a birdie, but was just lacking power, and it just feels I think it ended up being one of my worst rounds of the season so far, which is really unfortunate because there's just so many birdies to be had out there, and it's a lot of gettable holes, and I just couldn't capitalize. So bit of a shame. Just got to put it all together in a tournament, and I'm sure it will happen soon. I'm hoping it will. Congrats to Hayden for taking out another win. If you're still watching, thank you. I don't really know why you would be, but hopefully you can take something out of it. I appreciate the support, and hope you've enjoyed. I hope that you have had a wonderful day and that you can make it great for somebody else, and I will catch you hopefully with some better play and a more fun video in the next one.